Hello, fight fans. I am Chevy with MNMMANEWS.com, and I am here with none other than Damion, the Wolverine Hill. Damion, how you doing today, buddy?
Nice to see you, man.
It's great to see you too. Thanks so much for seeing us. I know you're a very busy guy. You've got a big fight coming up on July 23rd at the Target Center for Extreme Challenge and CFX. My first question for you is, you're with the Crystal Fight Club. They're a newer team. You haven't been fighting that long, but you've had a heck of a career so far. What was it that motivated you into becoming a cage fighter?
I really just wanted to stop getting in trouble. A couple guys that I knew that said that they were training challenged me at some fights and stuff, and I beat them up, and I'm like, well, maybe I should just try doing this, so came in here.
So it's worked out pretty well for you so far then?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a great thing about cage fighting. You get to beat people up, you don't get arrested, sometimes you get paid for it, it's not too bad of a gig.
Yeah.
Now, you're with the Crystal Fight Club in Crystal, Minnesota. It's a relatively new team. It's a smaller gym, but you've got quite a few guys down there. Tell us a little bit about what it's like to train at the Crystal Fight Club and why you guys are having so much success down there right now.
Well, we really get a lot of taste from different guys. Like, some guys come in here with just Muay Thai, some guys come in here with just really good wrestling, really good boxing. Then you have some guys that come in here just jack of all trades who can do everything. And we specifically work with some of those guys in just their Muay Thai, and then the next round, we're throwing in a wrestler right at you. So you
guys are true mixed martial artists.
Yep.
Then. You guys are trying to learn every aspect of the game to be the best fighters you can.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, some of the best gyms in the world are here in Minnesota. The number one everybody always thinks of is, of course, the Minnesota Martial Arts Academy. You've got guys like Sean Shirk, Jacob Volkman, Nick Lentz, Brock Larson, Brock Lesnar, even female fighters like Kayla Young. Some really amazing fighters down there. What is the biggest difference? Why have you guys been able to be so successful with a small gym when, these guys with the bigger gyms, have been, uber successful throughout their careers?
Well, we go against the guys all day, steel sharpens steel, and we force each other to get good all at the same time. Like, a new guy comes in here, we're not making him go against just one of our worser guys or something, but I don't even think we have any worser guys. Everybody's going, we're all gaining at the same time. Like, you get thrown in with the sharks, if you don't swim, you're going to die, but most guys start swimming, so everybody just gets good.
So you guys basically make each other better as fighters.
It's a weird experience. Like, you get the newer guys that come in here, and then they get their asses kicked the first day, and then about a week later, they're taking the guys down, they're slamming them and stuff, doing things you never seen. You have to jump a certain level to work like that in a smaller gym.
Yeah, I imagine you would definitely have to. How many guys do you have training at the Crystal Fight Club now?
We have about 25 to 30 guys training.
That's a lot of guys. I mean, some of the bigger gyms don't even have that many. Now, I understand that you guys, as a team, the Crystal Fight Club, you've won about 85% of your fights. Tell me a little bit about the trainers who are at the Crystal Fight Club that are helping you guys get ready for these wins.
We come up with excellent game plans. We don't try to change a fighter too much. Like, if a guy's a good wrestler, we're not going to send him out there trying to, okay, this guy's just you're wrestling, and start standing up with the guy. Well, if you're good at taking him down, take him down and pound him out. We'll work with you on getting you well-rounded and everything, but we're going to have you stick to what you're good at.
So you make your strength stronger.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. Now, your fight is going to be July 23rd at the Target Center. You're already a local 155-pound champion. You're undefeated. You've won your fight spectacularly. This is your biggest fight yet so far. It is an amateur fight. You're going to be fighting against a guy named Isaac Herzog. What can you tell us about your opponent?
I don't really know too much about him. Just, he's a big guy. He has a really tough chin. I'm just going to be ready for him. I'm going to work on my wrestling, work on my boxing, work on my kickboxing, work on my jiu-jitsu, work on everything.
And now, what typically goes into, let's say, a couple weeks before your fight? What kind of stuff are you doing to prepare yourself in the short span before you actually get into the cage?
Pretty much at that time, we're just coming up with like a game plan, stick to it. The game plan isn't like too much. It's pretty vague, because once you get in there, a lot of things change in there. You just want to be ready for it. You don't want to mind screw yourself and thinking the guy's going to come in there wrestling with you, and then he starts standing up, and then you're just out of your element. But we just work on everything, still practicing how we always do. It's just a little lighter, more technical.
So you can just get yourself basically ready for anything that happens inside that cage.
Yeah, works a lot of situations.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of situations that happen. Now, one thing I want to bring up, I've had the pleasure of seeing all of your fights so far, and you, when you won your title, you were able to knock out your opponent with one of the most interesting punches I think I have ever seen in my life. I've seen a lot of fights, and that's one great thing about MMA is there's always going to be firsts. Now, what was it that you called the punch you knocked him out with? And don't worry, you can say it.
I call it a bitch slap. But
and you guys should have seen this. If I can find footage on it, I'm going to put it up. But walk us through what the bitch slap actually is.
It's the bitch slap is just one of those things that we came up with in the gym. We couldn't think of a name for it, which was just making fun. Just okay, call it a bitch slap. But pretty much it's when you miss the hook and you think the guy's going to charge into you, you want to take a step back and just bring your hand out almost like a reverse jab just to keep him from charging in. But it just happened to land pretty damn clean.
So, you know, at that point when you throw the hook and you're vulnerable for the counter, you just come with the backhand so that they don't counter you.
Yeah.
And you ended up just catching him on the chin with the backhand and knocking him out.
Yeah.
That was pretty spectacular. I mean, we know you're not a cocky guy. You're a very humble guy. I know it was hard for you to tell everybody in the cage that you won by bitch slap, you know, because you got a lot of respect. But that was pretty sweet. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So you've got this fight on the 23rd. You're still an amateur. This is going to be an amateur fight. What are your plans for the future after you fight at the Target Center if they're able to beat Isaac Herzog?
Well, definitely, win or lose, I think it's time to step it up and go pro, get some better competition. But I'm just ready to keep fighting too. I don't know. I think I need more of a challenge. I'm one of those guys that if I'm not getting challenged, I'm going to get pissed off. So I need to get up there with some better guys.
You've been fighting tougher and tougher guys every time. You haven't taken any easy opponents. So, I mean, everybody that's seen you fight, they can see that for sure. You're definitely one of those guys looking to step up every single time. My last question for you is this. If the fight, like let's say it was the Matrix, and the fight could go any way you wanted it to, what would be your ideal victory on the 23rd?
An Anthony Pettis kick off the wall, not knocking him down, and then as I'm spinning, drop him with the back fist in just one fluid motion.
I don't even know what we'd call that. The whirling bitch slap?
Yeah.
If you can invent that move, I can guarantee you Dana White will call you the next day.
Yeah.
So yeah, you won't be fighting locally anymore.
That'd be pretty nice.
Well, hey, thanks so much for seeing me, man. I really appreciate it. I know you got a lot of work to do to get ready for this fight, so I'm going to get out of your hair. But ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much. Damion the Wolverine Hill, he's going to be fighting on July 23rd at the Target Center, downtown Minneapolis against Isaac Herzog. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a great match. I'm Chevy from Minnesota MMA News. Thanks for tuning in, and do not do anything I would do. Peace. We're out of here.